Hello there, everyone. Now, as you can probably guess, me, George and Harry at the moment obviously can't film together because of slightly difficult reasons because of the coronavirus. So, unfortunately, for the time being, as long as this government lockdown is going on, we're going to have to do separate videos, and then George will do some magical technical thing to put all the videos together. So, and I apologise also for the positioning of where my eyes are in relation to the camera, but I'm not an expert in this, but what can you do? This is one of the first videos for Thinking Out Loud, in which myself, George Farrar and Harry Morgan basically talk about just a lot of random topics, have a few rants along the way. We're going to try our best not to talk about coronavirus, although it will probably inevitably come up in conversation at some point. One of the first things that we'd like to talk about that me, George and Harry have been discussing recently for some bizarre reason are badgers. I'm not a big fan of badgers. I think they're overgrown, they don't do much, and they're irritating. When I was at university, for example, there were several badgers roaming around where I lived, and they just used to dig big holes in the garden. Not in the garden, in the area, in the student accommodation area, in the outside bits. And it was just very annoying. And then even when I moved house in second and third year, you used to get them and they were extremely irritating then. But then again, I can't claim to exactly love gardens either. I've been roped into doing gardening today. You can probably see my state of my face actually. It's quite red because it's quite warm out there today. I'm recording this on Tuesday. Most of my family quite like gardening. I don't. I just don't get any pleasure or any fun out of it. I just find it a very pointless exercise. It's something you do when you're old. You know, I'm 22. I'm meant to be in the prime of my life, although I probably aren't. But I was roped into doing a bit of gardening today, and I can't say I enjoyed it. You get dirty.
You are so dirty.
And all for what? You move a few sheds about and empty some sheds. I mean, what's the point? Because especially with my family, everything has to be exactly precise and exactly right, and I can't be dealing with that. What was made lovely though is that our new next door neighbour has got an absolutely fantastic dog. Lovely dog called Marv. He's a black spaniel. Absolutely lovely dog, and he's got very comfortable now with being in his new house and all that. And he keeps wandering into our garden, and he's got used to us now, which is great. He wants to play ball with us all the time, which is it's slightly irritating when you're trying to do some gardening. But you can't help but love Marv. He's an absolutely lovely dog. But unfortunately, he's got a bit of a gammy leg, so we have to be careful of that. But it's always nice to have him around, and he certainly brightened up my day playing ball with him in the yard. I think that's my rant over, really. That don't particularly like badgers, unlike Brian May, who seems to be obsessed with them. Well, Brian May's just obsessed with some of the weirdest things. I pity his wife. I have had a bit of a rant about why I don't particularly like gardening. Probably will in 40 years, when I've got nothing better to do than to piddle about getting weeds out or whatever. But what can you do? So that's the end of my bit of the video. George is going to do some editing, I think, and do some sort of techno wizardry in order to edit the videos together that we're going to do. I'm going to pass on to George now. So here is his video. Thanks for listening.
Hello. Thank you for that, Matthew. What I'm sure was a very interesting video. Today I hear we're talking about badgers. It may not surprise you, I don't know much about badgers as a whole. What I do know is that my favourite guitarist, Brian May, loves them. But then again, he does love a lot of very, very interesting and strange things. The one thing I don't like about badgers, which thoroughly irritates me is when people kill them. I'm talking about on the road here. When they kill them, they just leave them on the side of the road, which is quite irritating. I mean, they're big enough as it is. You know, put them to the side if you're going to run them over. I mean, don't purposely run them over. I'm not saying that. But I mean, I don't have a great opinion on badgers as such. Just that they do take up quite a lot of room on the road when they're dead. But I mean, yeah, other than that, badgers, what is their use on the planet is what I'm asking. And that does bring me onto the other topic of gardening, because badgers do seem to get into people's gardens from what I hear, which isn't great. Not that I'm actually too fussed, because I hate gardening. Gardening to me is just people playing with mud.
Firm it around there lightly with your fingers, not your thumbs. I used to get told off for that.
It doesn't achieve much, and I just don't like gardening. What I really don't like about gardening as well is gardening TV shows like Alan Titchmarsh.
It's the simple pleasures in gardening that really appeal to me, and the older I get, the simpler I get.
Now, he just speaks about gardening like it's fine art. Well, I'm sorry, but you can't compare planting a plant to Greek statues, for example, or Picasso, or a Van Gogh painting. So, I think gardening is a thorough waste of time. I don't understand why people find it so enjoyable, especially when people make the kids help them garden. It just seems like a bizarre thing. Why inflict the damage, the mental damage of gardening as well, onto your children when they could be doing other things, like causing mayhem and playing video games and eating cheese? Anyway, I don't think I really have much to say on gardening or badgers. Much else really to say on them, because they're both pointless, irritating, silly things. So I hope the next video we can at least be all together. This whole business with coronavirus is mucking up our filming plans, but we've all got to do what we've got to do to help the situation so it doesn't go on for longer. I'll see you all next time, and over to Harry Morgan.
I read the news today, oh boy. Oh, sorry, are we recording right now? My name is Harry, and I'm the final member of the Thinking Out Loud podcast. Today we're discussing about badgers, and also a bit of gardening as well, as a light relief from the current news of the coronavirus pandemic. For obvious reasons we cannot film together today, so I'll have to make amend do. For the record, I've never actually seen a badger before, but one has amusingly appeared in my parents' garden before. They saw it on their surveillance camera at 10 o'clock in the evening, and it's just running around in their garden. Clearly it must have set up a hiding place there or something, but either way it looked like it was having fun. I've always seen badgers as rather laid-back creatures, to say the least. I mean, this is one incredible description of badgers. I'm sure you get the idea. But yes, badgers are pretty decent creatures, to say the least, I must say. Pretty chill, laid back, what you want really from a wild animal. I think we could borrow a few ideas from them on how to live life. So yes, badgers are pretty decent. As for Brian May, on the other hand, yes, he looks like George's great-grandma, but you've got to admire his determination to stick up for the badgers, to say the least. I mean, my favourite thing to do in the garden is just sit down, relax, read a nice book, have a nice glass of wine as well with it. French Burgundy white wine is the best for that, I think, on a sunny day like this. And watch my gardener do it instead. It's much more satisfying watching somebody else do it instead of you just bulldozing everything in your way and disturbing Mother Nature's creation. I mean, to be quite honest, there are lots better things to do on gardening while you're on lockdown. For one, I prefer playing my record collection as opposed to fiddling about in the garden. For a start, you can't beat playing the Beatles records, for example. Also maybe a bit of Led Zepp, Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones and the Who as well. Can't complain about that. I'm sorry, but I'd rather take Dark Side of the Moon over gardening any day. Sorry, vegetables. I'm not really a fan of vegetables anyway, whether it be growing them or eating them, but each their own. As well as playing records in this lockdown, it's mostly just using the rowing machine to help get a bit more muscle. And also, I've started to learn a bit of computer programming as well in these times. It's a bit difficult, I must admit, but it's also great fun as well. Quite rewarding to try a new skill. And above all, there is nothing like embarrassing myself on YouTube, to say the least, which is probably the best thing I'll be doing in this lockdown, especially with my bad hair right now. But I'll be able to get a haircut when the barber reopens as well. Also, there may be some video of me at some point with doing some push-ups, as my girlfriend has now challenged me to do some push-ups. Not any good at push-ups. Last time I did it was year 11 PE as well. I certainly don't miss them days. All in all though, you've heard us three idiots rambling on about badgers, gardening, any old rubbish in the first video that we have recorded for you. We'll try and find a better topic for next time rather than just badgers. We're active on social media as well, so obviously as well as our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to. We're also on Facebook and Instagram as well, in case you want to watch even more of our shenanigans. So thank you very much for watching. Have an epic day and stay safe. Thank you very much.